and this purple Bentley with a white interior pulls in the parking lot. And I'm like, all right, this is my guy. This is definitely my guy.
Welcome back to the Inside Game podcast. We have a special treat here, Derek Brooks, my brother. Derek Brooks, we have a Philly guy on the sofa with us. So 3 Philly boys, all sitting in a row. This is my good friend and our guest on today's episode of Inside Game, Jeff Salvati.
Jeff.
It's really good to be
How are
with
you,
you guys.
brother?
I'm doing okay. Doing okay, Derek. Paul, thanks.
Water
I appreciate
cold?
it, man.
Is it good?
I'm sorry?
Is the water cold?
The water is perfect, yes.
Great.
Living in the desert, you stay hydrated, my man.
Well, see, actually, you set me up right with that. See, my problem is I got this fancy, you see this? I stole this from the bar. Like, I took it from the bar. And it's the problem is there's not anything in it.
Wow.
Where'd you get that water from, Jeff?
I think there was a bar over there.
Oh,
and
right.
there might
I'm
be-
going to show you why the mini bar is here. See, the mini bar is here for a very specific reason. So when your glass has got nothing in it, you can come over to the mini bar and you can go, oh, look at this. Look at this. There's a thing of vodka right here.
That right in
You see
there,
that?
didn't it?
You see that? You can just, oh, there we go. There we go, right in there. And now it's not empty. See that? All right, now we can get back to Jeff, okay? Oh, yeah, now, right. Now, what was that? What was the 500? If the water was 45,
Yeah,
the little thing of vodka was probably about 450.
it goes up as the heat goes up. So does the price of the water.
Congestion pricing. All right, there we go. All right, well, Jeff, I want to start this with one of my favorite stories in the world.
Okay.
I want you to tell my brother, Derek, and by the way, you do know Derek's my brother, right?
I do.
You've seen the podcast.
Brother by a different mother, or something to that
But
effect.
you've met Mom. You've met Mom.
Yes, I have met Mom.
You've met Mom. See, he knows Mom.
He knows
Yes.
Mom.
He knows how it is.
Yep.
So, Jeff, I want you to tell Mr. Brooks here how we met.
This is a story. So, I was in investment banking. I worked for Bank of America Business Credit. And 2008, the world came to an end, the financial world. So we all had to kind of reinvent ourselves a little bit. Well, I got into the online sports betting space through a company called Live Gambler out of Costa Rica. So we ran Live Gambler, we ran UBet, we ran MP Hangout, all out of Costa Rica, long before PASPA was reversed. And the hook that got me into it was the company had Manny Pacquiao, the professional boxer, as their spokesperson.
Oh, okay.
So there I am dealing with Pac-Man out in Los Angeles, etc. Had to raise some capital. Now, how do you raise some capital for a Costa Rican domiciled sports book that...
Maybe's legal.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the wording.
Maybe.
I get on LinkedIn and I see this Paul Martino Bullpen Capital, and I think, Paul, you hadn't just launched your company and fund then, but it's not where it is now, I guess.
Yeah, it was pretty new.
Yeah.
It was pretty new.
It was pretty new. So I think, what the hell? Maybe this Martino guy. Sent him an email. He gave me a cordial email back. And as fate would have it, between when he sent that email, Floyd Mayweather had a fight out here in Las Vegas. And his star had grown because he was the first investor in FanDuel. That was Paul's claim to fame, and he's certainly done much more since then. So I'm sitting there watching this Mayweather fight, and I know that he basically has an interest in FanDuel. Mayweather comes out in these gold trunks, and there's the FanDuel logo. I said, all right, now it's time to bust a little stones with Martino. Got his cell phone number, and I said, Paul, you're a great guy, but you got the wrong spokesperson. We got Manny Pacquiao. Get the hell rid of Floyd Mayweather. That was the infancy, and that's how we initially met.
Wow.
We then hooked up, as he said. I mean, the lunch in Harleysville was like surreal. So I come down from town in a Honda CRV. Okay, I'm driving, high-class Honda CRV in Harleysville, Pennsylvania. Now, this is a two-shit bar in the middle of freaking nowhere. And I'm waiting in the parking lot. I was smoking at the time, smoking a butt, and this purple Bentley with a white interior pulls in the parking lot. And I'm like, all right, this is my guy. This is definitely my guy. We had a really great lunch. He passed on my transaction, but the friendship that was established since then has paid far bigger dividends than money ever could. And ever since then, I like to call Paul a ride or die friend.
And Jeff is, and I appreciate it. I got two things to say real quick, and then you got to jump in, Brooks. First is, his message to me wasn't near as polite as he's making it sound. I want to make sure we get our people to post it up. It was on LinkedIn, and it was like, you got the wrong guy. He's an asshole, and he's going to lose. By the way, who won the fight?
Yeah, I know.
Turned out Mayweather won. Now, I'm walking in the mall here in Vegas. There are the Floyd Mayweather shorts with that was like the first advertisement that FanDuel like ever did.
Wow.
I bought that right off the wall. I took a picture. I sent it to Nigel. I was like, Nigel, you're never gonna believe what I freaking just bought. And walking down the mall is that pair of shorts.
Yeah.
And so
that's a good get, Paul. It really is.
It's unbelievable. So we've known each other since then for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been at least 12, 13. It's been a long time.
That fight was a while ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I got a question for you, Joe. You said, I got his phone number. How'd you get his phone number?
That sounds about right.
That was a myriad of issues. But
yeah, that sounds good thinking.
Trying to get him at Bullpen Capital, I mean, that's like, forget about it. But there's enough people on LinkedIn that I was connected with that I was able to kind of harvest it, basically, is what it comes down to. Yeah. And ever since then, like I said, I don't think I've run a deal past Paul since that initial meeting. I may dribble stuff to him, but it's not his venture capital background and all the other shit he's into that interests me. He's just a good guy. I mean, I was his mother's, was it your mother's birthday party? I was at Artie's 50th birthday party. Yeah. That was excellent. Yeah. Like I said, I always
family friend.
Yeah.
Family friend after all these years. And Brooks, like I said, he knows Mom.
Yeah.
He knows Mom. He was at Mom's party. Yeah. So
great lady.
Zach and Vanessa call him Uncle Jeff, and we're gonna get to a good story about Zach in a minute, because Zach figures in this in a couple ways. All right. Well, we'll talk about Zach. Let me tell you about Zach. So Jeff doesn't have any kids.
No.
Right. One day that may change.
One day, it's never too late, Paul.
Never too late. But Jeff honestly treats Zach and Vanessa like his kids. I mean that. Uncle Jeff loves Zach and Vanessa. When we're in the town into Vegas, he throws them some chips and this. I want to tell you the first time Uncle Jeff ever got Zach and Vanessa something. Now, I know you know this. My son at 14 is a very good poker player. Mm-hmm. He's a legit very good player. I have people come play at the house and they're like, holy shit, who's the midget, right? Because who's the 12-year-old, right? Because they can't possibly believe that this. But we played every night for like 30 minutes his whole life. That's the nighttime story. Now, I don't know if you know this. Now, my viewing public will know this. It is very, very, very bad luck if you are a poker player or any kind of gambler to touch a $50 bill. I don't know. You don't gamble the way I do.
What's the story?
It's just one of those things.
It is.
It's like, 13th floor, whatever, number 4, all the superstitions.
So you don't touch it. So
do not touch a $50 bill.
No.
Don't touch it. So what does Jeff do? One of the first gifts he ever gives my son, it was $50. He gave $50. Look, Uncle Jeff split the $100 up. Yeah. Uncle Jeff didn't realize who he was giving the $50 to.
I remember that.
We're standing out. We're out front of Carbone. We're out front of Carbone and Aria. He looks at me with horror on his face. He drops it on the ground, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh my God. Usually I would holler at my son for being inconsiderate, but my 9-year-old son at the time knew you don't touch the $50 bill, and so I was very, very proud of Zach at that point to reject the gift, and then. He then politely said to Uncle Jeff something like, "Can I get it in 20s?" I was like, "Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So don't touch the $50 bill if you're going to go gamble, Derek."
Round up. Say, let me get in 20s.
It was like it was yesterday, and I remember that vividly. We were out in front of Carbone, and it was I think it was your mom's birthday, or maybe before.
It was mom's birthday.
Yeah, it was your mom's birthday.
That's why we were there.
I didn't want to give Meech 100. I mean, so I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. So I did. I gave Zach and Vanessa a $50 bill, and Zach did really have that look. It's just one of those taboo things, Derek. Wow. It's not something that can be explained. It's just a gambler's nightmare to touch a $50 bill.
Wow.
And lo and behold, I gave him a 50. Vanessa didn't care.
Yeah.
Right over her head.
She's like, I'll take his
I'll
50.
take the 50.
It's like Uncle Jeff's the
I'll
best.
take it. Yeah.
I love Uncle
I'll
Jeff.
take his too.
Uncle Jeff, I'll take his as well.
It was excellent. Yeah.
Look, we're teaching the kids very important things.
Yeah.
Did you you got 5 kids, right?
Yeah.
How many of them know about the $50 bill?
None. Because their dad doesn't. I had no clue.
Okay, well, look,
If Jeff puts a 50 in my hand right now, I take it, I walk out. Podcast over.
that's way more than we pay him for the podcast. He's like, just go put it on black. He's like, I'm out.
So you and I are on the same salary level for this whole gig. Is that
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty much.
Okay. All right.
That's pretty much how we roll. No, but seriously, I mean, the kid was 9 at the time.
That's awesome.
Like I said, it's good parenting.
I was going to say that shows great teaching. That can you see him in school?
So Brooks,
That'd be
tell
awesome.
me something that your kids know that the other kids in the block, like you work with superstars and celebrities and athletes, and you told us a story about how you met Ryan Howard. It's all great stuff. So come on, one of your kids knows something like Zach knows about the $50 bill that nobody else in the neighborhood knows.
All of my kids know not to congratulate prior to the draft. Like if we have a kid and he is on the draft board or he's like, pretty high up, you don't say anything about the draft. You keep it quiet until after he's drafted. So some people, and this is not a superstition because some people are just excited. And this happened this year with a certain young man from Villanova. They have draft parties. And draft parties are bad luck because you could have a draft party, have all the cameras there, the media, the news.
Oh no.
And not get drafted.
Oh no.
What do you do then?
Shador Sanders come to mind?
Yeah. And you don't want to be a participant in the draft party when it goes awry. Because the first couple hours of a draft party, everybody's all excited. Drinks are flowing, you're high-fiving, and as those picks start coming off the board, when you get down to the end and you know that kid's not getting drafted, you got to slip out of there before it gets ugly. You slide right out of there. I went to one draft party, and then I promised myself I wouldn't go to another draft party.
One thing this reminds me of, and I don't know that we've talked much about this, but Jeff helped me put on an event back in 2019 or 2017. We did something that was really cool. PASPA was repealed in 2018, right? And that's what led to the legalization of sports gambling, fantasy sport, the whole thing. And that was a case. Chris Christie sued the federal government saying it's unfair that my casinos in Atlantic City can't have sports betting. So a year before the Supreme Court elected to hear the case, no one thought the Supreme Court was going to take the case. I said to Jeff, why don't we get all of our buddies together in New York City, let's do an event. What happens if sports betting gets legalized? Yep. We had about 35 people come to that event, Murderers Row. All these people are now the executives of every one of the companies that you watch. And one of the people who was there was Leslie Eccles, who was the co-founder of FanDuel.
Yeah.
Her and Nigel were both there. Yeah.
Wow.
Here's the funniest part of the whole night. We're all in a circle, right? It was intentionally set up to have, I got to get the photos. We'll put them online. And there's a photo of us in this, and everyone's there. And like, you can't hide. Like you can't you can't slip out the back door. Like everybody's literally looking at everybody in the circle. Yeah. And it was like a 2-hour conversation. Jeff has been very involved in pari-mutuel wagering for years, in particular horse tracks, etc. And so Leslie at a break taps me on the shoulder. She's like, Paul, it's really good I'm here. I was like, why is that, Leslie? She's like, at least there's one girl here. And literally it was like 34 dudes and one girl. And by the way, you don't mess with Leslie. She didn't care that she was the one girl. She had a lot to say, and she was right about most of it, which is one of the reasons I like her. But it is demonstrative of how the business is, right? And even to this day, most of the executives in this business are dudes, no question about it.
No, it was a great gathering. It really was.
But it really was. That room was full of people who run all of these places now. And they all just showed up. We invited them. We're like, we're just going to do we're going to give you dinner. And what happens if sports betting gets legalized? And a year later, it happened. And we kind of all patted ourselves on the shoulder. We're like, well, shit, maybe we're right for once.
Wow.
You were a year ahead of the curve, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, Paul. And that, you're right. That's where I met Nigel, Scott Samatero, the guy that was with the NBA. That was a great event because nobody really knew PASPA was inevitable. But you can thank New Jersey basically for the reversal of PASPA. Jersey is what Jersey is. Okay, we all know, but they did.
It's our ugly. It's our ugly step sister.
Yep.
You know,
One we
us
don't
Philly
acknowledge.
boys. You know,
Yep.
we know. We know. You
Rarely
know,
acknowledge.
my other brother lives in Jersey. Yeah, I
Yep.
don't know about that. Farmingdale. Who'd want to live there? Brooks.
Jug handles. I can't stand them.
Yeah, but why do all
Why
the
can't
Phillies?
we just make a left?
Yeah,
Why
I
can't
know. The other thing
What's
too,
wrong
why
with
do all the
lefts?
Phillies live there? Why do they all live in Haddonfield? Would you explain to me why they all live in
No
Haddonfield?
clue. No clue.
Could you explain that to me?
Follow a lead. It's like a herd. Let's go over here and pay $5 every time we want to come back to practice.
Let me tell you a story about that purple Bentley. So Jeff is an extra in Inside Game, the movie. Now this podcast is called Inside Game. So I want to tell you one of the craziest things I ever did in my entire life, and it has to do with jug handles in Rutherford. So we filmed almost the entire Inside Game film in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Okay.
We filmed some of it in Hoboken. Jeff, by the way, you can see in the opening credits walking down the boardwalk. He's literally, you see a guy kind of like scruffy, kind of like can't move his feet too fast, walking down the boardwalk. That's Jeff. He's like in a leather jacket.
How'd that feel?
Anything for Paul, but yes, it felt very good. But 2:00 in the morning on the Atlantic City boardwalk with glowing lights, and there's a few questionable people on the AC boardwalk at 2 in the morning.
Nobody
Derek.
questionable.
You know that.
Nobody questionable.
I
on AC
mean,
board.
but it was great there. It was a great experience.
How many takes?
Well, that was
Oh
great.
my God! Oh yeah! We went all night. We filmed it. We literally filmed it. The sun came up.
Yeah.
So as a good photo of me and Will Sasso and Scott Wolf, as the sun came up on board. We filmed in June, so it was a beautiful. It's actually, even though it got a little cold at night, it was really a beautiful day because we filmed in June. Anyway,
awesome.
So Michael Pierce, who we need to have on this podcast too, he was my producing partner of the film, and in the movie. The bad guy is a guy named the Chinaman, played by Reggie Lee. I wanted to put an Easter egg in the movie, so the bad guy's car is my purple Bentley, and so he's getting driven. That's the bad guy's car. So I have to get the car to the set. I drive the car to the set, and Michael and we're filming all night. It's like 2:00 in the morning, and we're in Rutherford with those goddamn jug handles. So I need something to eat. And anybody who works with me knows the only thing I really want to eat is chicken McNuggets. So I'm like, all right, Pierce, it's 2 in the morning. We're going to the McDonald's. So I'm in the car. Pierce is in the passenger side of the car. And there's another one of these jug handles. And then there's, the road's closed on the one side. I looked at Michael. I go, Michael, I'm going to tell you exactly how we're going to deal with this. I drove the car up on the sidewalk. I drove down the sidewalk, literally down the sidewalk, pulled in from the sidewalk to the McDonald's. You should see the people at the McDonald's go, did you just drive down the sidewalk? But yes. I was so sick and tired of those goddamn jug handles. And Pierce is sitting there. He's like, Paul, I didn't think you had it in you to do that. It was awesome.
You should have said, yes, I was hoping you had nuggets left.
Yeah, they did. Those were the best nuggets I think I ever had in my entire life.
Oh yeah,
I
they gave you a fresh batch.
I earned them that
fresh
night.
batch.
Have you ever driven down a sidewalk?
No, I can't say that I have. That would be exhilarating.
In fairness, it was 2 in the morning and there was no one there.
And also in fairness, if I drove down a city street sidewalk, I'd be in jail. I wouldn't be getting nuggets.
Wait a minute.
They would make me from the corner.
Listen. I understand where you're going with that, Brooks, but you do have at the time that this happened, you had a black Bentley.
Yeah, that's even worse.
Come on, tell me
It's
a black
stolen
Bentley.
black Bentley going
black
to
Bentley.
McDonald's. He's actually stopping. And he's reaching out. He's got some. It's not a gun. It's nuggets. We'll pull him over next quarter.
I love it.
All right. Well, I guess. I don't know. What's Derek talking about?
I have no idea, Paul. I really don't. He just looks business, so it's all good.
One time I met Derek. I actually didn't know Derek too well at this time.
And that was going to be my question. How did you two guys hook
So
up?
we know each other because, as I know you, we would occasionally do meetups.
Yep.
Brooks and I met when I was doing a meetup. I did a a failed endeavor called Bankroll in Philly, a next generation sports betting parlor. Oh, trust me, yeah. All the people don't like me and give me shit about that. That's good. Anyway, but the guy I started it with was Manu Gambier.
Yeah,
and
man.
Manu, you know Manu for
Such
years.
a good guy.
Manu is the CEO of X Point now. He's an OG. We're in the Win, so it's actually appropriate that we're here. He built the Win's original online casino. Literally built it. He built Harrod's Casino way back in the day. So we would occasionally do meetups. And he shows up to a meetup with Jalen.
What was Jalen?
He played cornerback for the Eagles.
Yeah,
he
he had
dyed his
green
hair
hair.
green. Funny part about the story goes like this. I remember when he got drafted by the Eagles. He grew up in downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I've never met Derek in my life at this point. I'm like, oh, he's a friend of mine. But I go right up to Jalen. I go, Jalen, all right, I got a question. I got one question for you, Jalen. All right. You just got drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, and you grew up in downtown Dallas. Tell me what's going on your cell phone. And he got real serious. He said, I want to thank Mr. Laurie for being my employer. Like, it was great. He did the standard stuff. I'm proud to be a Philadelphia Eagle. Mr. Laurie's great. But yeah, they were clowning me on my phone. Yeah, they were giving me shit. I was like, yep. I was like, they should be clowning you. You get drafted by the Eagles.
That's a good town for football, the same way we would be if he got drafted by the Cowboys.
So that was the day I met you. I mean, that's a long time ago. So it was his rookie year. It was his rookie years when I met you. Jalen Mills.
And very similar to Jeff, we met at a taco place. And not too far from Harleysville in Lansdale.
Lansdale was where I'm from.
Yes.
That was the story I was going to go to.
Yes.
That was the story I was going to go to. All right, you tell that story. This is a good one. Oh, it was Memorial Day. That's the thing. It was Memorial Day. There is nobody in Lansdale but us two.
Yes. And I pull up in the parking lot, and he pulls up in the parking lot, but we don't like.
It's like the second time I've met him.
So I go into the hostess. I'm like, I'm waiting for this guy. I'm like, it's this guy in this purple Bentley parked way too close to my Bentley. Right? Like, it just sounded like a weird rich people problem. The lady's like, I make $8,000 an hour, dude. I don't care about who parks next to your Bentley. And so then I go, who was this guy? And then I turn around. He's got on a white shirt, purple shorts. He's like, it's my Bentley. And I'm like, I knew it.
You just know, Derek.
Yes. There could have been no one else.
Exactly.
But it's funny, like you said, you met him at a rinky-dink diner in Harleysville. I think that's part of Paul's methodology. Is like, I want to see what type of person you are. Yeah. So let me put you in this environment and see how you handle it. And I'm going to pull up in a Bentley. No other car in here is going to look like it.
There's one other funny part to the story. So I literally, I can't think of the name of the place, but it literally is
Margaritaville or Margarita.
No, that's the one by the turnpike. That's fancy by comparison. We've done
the diner one.
Oh, the diner
in
one.
The strip mall.
The diner mall and the strip mall next to the Disselfink Bakery.
Yes, I forgot about that one.
This was way worse than the place we met in Harleysville. Best part though is him and I are getting to know each other, and this guy taps me on the shoulder. Do you remember this? Guy taps me on the shoulder. He goes, one of those Bentleys has got to be yours, right? And I look at this kid and I'm like, oh, I know this. It's a guy I graduated high school with. It's a kid named Jason Melcher. He actually is a teacher at the elementary school that we went to as kids.
Wow, shout out Jason.
Jason Melcher. By the way, it's funny. He invited me. Jason Melcher gets a good shout out here. So he literally taps me on the shoulder. He goes, I ain't seen you in years, but all I know is with all the shit you do, one of them is yours. I said, and the other one's this guy's. Right? So Jason, I hadn't seen him in a decade, but we literally grew up like walking distance from each other.
Okay.
We started hanging out again after all these years. He says, Paul, I got a great idea. I want you to come back to the elementary school on career day. I want to watch you explain to the kids your job.
That's dangerous.
try to explain to 5th and 6th graders what venture capital is.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, Jason didn't do it for me. He did it for him. He wanted to see me try and explain it to these 5th and
So get back.
We walk in. I walk in. The room we're in is the room that Jason and I had 2nd grade in. I'm like looking around. I'm like, this is screwed up. I'm going to explain to these kids. I get about halfway through the explanation, and boy, I think I used some words that I probably shouldn't use in front of 5th and 6th graders. They thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Oh, yeah.
And Jason was like, afterwards, we go, it gets really exciting. We go into the library for lunch afterwards. I mean, I don't think you're allowed to eat lunch in the library. He looks at me, he passed me on the shoulder, he's like, that's everything I hoped it would be. I was like, good job, Jason. But literally, I wouldn't have been invited to that had I not met this guy
That's funny.
on Memorial Day and run into a guy from all those years ago.
It all commenced.